You will notice on my thumbnail that it's my icon, the photo of my original when I set up my YouTube account. And I don't know why that's happening. It's another glitch, which I'll deal with later. So we'll get there. But this is the river now. It's drying, as you can see. It's 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock Tuesday afternoon, and I'll just show you, turn it around. So you can, the water was up to, above those bankments a couple of weeks ago. And you can see it's drying out slowly but surely. And each week it will get lower and lower, because that's what happens in the Avon Valley. But what I love about this, what I was sharing with you all before, I won't do it just here. Well, I'll just quickly go. You can see I've got bare feet. So what I'm about to do is to walk through the water, but I won't start here because there's a little bit of a deep area there, and I don't want to walk through that with the phone in my hand. But if I didn't have the phone in my hand, I'd be going for swims. Which is one of the reasons why I haven't been doing many YouTubies lately, because these walks on the river, when I do my YouTube, I have to have my phone in my hand, and it just takes away from my enjoyment of being in the water. And if I can just be with the dogs, me in the water, we walk along the water, we wade through the water, and we just go swimming when we want, and I don't have to worry about my phone getting wet. So that's one reason. I've got a few other reasons. Not sure how many of them I'll discuss on my YouTube today, because based on the title, I thought I might discuss that. But what I really just want to do first is get you updated with you can see it's all coming down. Just want to do the documentation of that. I love it. So you can see the water. Obviously when it's in flood, it goes almost to the tops of those trees. Up until a couple of weeks ago, it was just even to those bankments. But what's happening is the islands are coming through. So you can actually start doing, walking through the islands. I've got these snake gauntlet things to put on and a snake stick, but I decided when we were walking along the bankment, which is very grassy, you can see there's a lot of grass up there, through there, and as you get further and further up, it gets more and more steep bankments and lots of grass. And what actually happens is a lot of the grass is really tall, and then underneath the grass, some of the land is still a bit wet, and it started to get a bit gnarly. We're thinking about how many snakes could be in there. And now the river's come down, just in the last week, it's come down like this. So you can see that it's still wet. Just in the last couple of days, it's come down. We had a lot of rain a couple of days ago, so it went down, then it came up again. But basically, now that we can start walking along the riverbank, I'm not so worried about snakes anymore. It's really interesting, all the different things you have to worry about. But as you can see, for those of you interested, I'll just show you something. We are going to get blocked. As you can see, the island in front, you can see the water just came down just in the last couple of days. That's all still wet from 2 days ago. The river comes down. You can see that we've got the island there, but after that I've got water. So we won't be able to walk up there through the water today, just because I just don't want to risk my phone getting damaged. Some of it does go down deep suddenly. So what we will do is we actually will walk along the grass a bit more today, which, as I said, is a bit gnarly, because if we don't know, just don't know how many snakes are out and about. And look at this. You can see that there's a lot of, the grass is quite tall. Because we've had a lot of, hi Peter, hello. Right, so Peter, if you must know, Polaris and Sirius. Polaris and Sirius is Solaris and Polaris and Sirius. There was a book that I read a really long time ago. Blew my mind. It actually changed my life, okay, everyone? And I will recommend it to you when I get my proper professional YouTube channel up and running, which, by the way, is not too far off, because I've been working so hard on creating my library to be a functional study office space, YouTube office and therapy space, so close. You know, as you all know, I was documenting when I was getting the walls and the windows and all the hard prep, getting the actual substrate of the room organised. But the next big step, which just was doing my head in, I just had to have a break from it, was the actual going through my many boxes of paperwork and archives and all my uni stuff and all the information, all my toolkit stuff, all the information I've been collecting over the years through working, in disability and aged care, and all my many years of study, just my many years of researching, and I've got all these books that are half collated, and I've got a lot of really amazing information out there, but I had to organise it, and I just had to. I know a lot of you know this story, but mentally, to get around, for me, it's much harder, much easier to do physical labour. It's so much easier for me to get out there and dig it's my preference as well. So to dig the land, do the garden, that is my preference over computers and paperwork. It's just my area of passion. So I just have to have you pray for me at the moment. See this area in front of us? It's very thick and grassy. And as you can see, I've got my bare feet. So this is why I'm saying this walk's starting to get just a little bit gnarly. And that's why I'm looking forward to the water coming down just that bit more, so we can actually walk along the riverbed. And I think it's safer. But I feel, I'm very protected. But I'm really scanning the grass as I'm talking to you. And this is the first time I've done a YouTube live in quite a while, because technically when I walk this, I scan the grass. I'm very mindful of snakes. Just gotta be. It's too easy for the dogs as well. But I thought I really needed to get a YouTube live up and running. And I'm thinking, when am I going to actually get the energy space to do a YouTube live? Like, there is so much I want to share with you all, like hundreds and hundreds of, like, I could do a YouTube channel every single day. I could do a YouTube live every single day. Seriously, the amount of stuff I want to share with you all. But the reason why I don't is because I've been doing a lot of, I don't know how to word this. I will go back to Polaris and Solaris in a little bit. Sorry, I just trod on some pine cones. They're quite sharp, cute little buggers. I'll show you. These little guys, they're really cute. Cute, very cute. She oak seeds, but when they drop on the ground, you walk on them. I'm still toughening my feet up after winter. I will go back to Polaris and Solaris, because Polaris and Solaris, I don't know how to say it, because it was, oh gosh, I know I'm going to ramble today, sorry. It actually was one of the beginning crossway points of what got me on this journey of understanding soul love. A fascinating book. I can't wait to share it with you all. And I'll go back to the library in a second. This book I read years ago. It's a non-fiction, but I actually know that the lady was talking about real stuff, but she presented it as non-fiction so that it could be sold, so she could get it out on the shelves, because with all the censorship and everything, Australia is one of the most censored countries in the world. There's so many movies and books and stuff that aren't allowed in this country. Craziness. They don't want us to actually be very educated in this country. Basically, like even at uni, we get access to a certain amount of information, and it's only because the uni paid all this money and they put it up for 3 minutes and they go, that's it. And the only reason you can see this is because you're a uni student, and that's it. Not even 3 minutes, sorry, 20 seconds or 60 seconds sometimes. Like the mapa mundi, the real map of the world, like what the map of the world really looks like compared to what's in the atlas. All that sort of information. It's fascinating stuff going to uni, but It's only certain information that gets presented. Still, university is still highly censored, and now it's gone even worse with all the wokeism stuff. But you do get access to information that you don't normally get to otherwise, unless you got heaps of money. Basically, I just want to say that this book, what she was talking about, I know is real, but she had to present it like a non-fiction to get it out. When I read it as a non-fiction, but something in it was, I was getting activated. I think it's when my DNA first initially got activated, and something just went, whoa, this is resonating with me. This is this next level, woo! And then as I kept traveling down the journey of learning more and more about souls and souls' journeys, I kept thinking about that first book, and I kept starting thinking, that stuff she was talking about as characters, they're real characters. That's real. I'll see if I can cross over. I'm going to get my, oh no, there's a deep bit in the middle. Can you see that bit there where it's really dark? That's super deep. Can't quite walk through there. All right, I've sort of got blocked in here. Anyways, basically, I think there's a lot of books out there. I'm actually thinking the books I write, some of them will be written as non-fiction, because they say truth is stranger than fiction. And a lot of stuff I want to write about will probably only even be allowed to be published if I create as a creative non-fiction. Oh, I've got to be so careful here, sorry. Can you see this? Have to be super careful of the little sniggies. Oh, this is wet. Anyways, just so you know, because I'm doing a live right now, if I get bit by a snake, call 000. I'm at Burloin, just upright, Burloin Pool. Burloin Pool, up, heading towards the Moresque. But by the time the ants get here, I'll be dead anyway, so... Snakes. I think some of them can get you within 10 minutes if you get bitten. I think you can be gone powerless within 10 minutes. Anyways, so yeah, I just had that idea to write Polaris and Solaris because of I was just thinking, what am I going to label this bloody YouTube thing today? Because there's so many things I want to talk about, could talk about, and it's been so long. I thought, just go slightly ambiguous, but hey, why not take it back to the original inspiring concept? So now I'm going to bring it to the future. One of the reasons why I haven't been to the current present. One of the reasons why I haven't been doing many YouTube lives is because the main reason is because I've joined a theatre group and I've taken on a character in this play. And not only do I have my own lines, I also have my own songs. And then we have group songs. And I did not realise to what level of a commitment, like even our 2 weekly rehearsals isn't cutting it. Tickets are already on sale, for goodness sakes. The play goes on in a month and a half. We've only got 5 more rehearsals left, and then the play goes on. So basically, one of the people's coming around tonight we've got a song that we do together, so we're going to be practicing and we're bouncing off each other's lines, and everyone's going, we've got to start practicing more at home, and just coming to the rehearsal time just isn't enough. It's just not enough. It's like, whoa! And last night, in our Monday night rehearsal, was the first time I put my script down and I did my lines without looking at my script. All the really big characters, they started doing that a week and a half ago because they're really good at what they're doing. And then us, it's our first time. A lot of us did it for the first time last night. Next level brave. Heart palpitations. So I've just actually been spending a lot of time making sure I do the right thing by this company, this theatre company, and that I actually know my lines and my songs. Here we go, look at this. Isn't this beautiful? Really beautiful. So peaceful. Woohoo! Yeah, it's so peaceful. Really, really, really peaceful, stunning. I love this. I love Northern. It's so funny. I had this theatre production as well. I've met a few other people who've moved to Northern 1 year ago or 2 years ago, and they joined the theatre to meet people and to get part of the community. I joined the theatre group because one of my really dear friends from church encouraged me to come just to watch, just to have something to do, because she's one of my dear friends who was very worried about my mental health. Because I've been, for those of you following my YouTube channel, you will know that I've been shooken and broken to the core of my very being, just absolutely broken just shattered, like completely fragmented as a human being, and had to rebuild myself cellular level, bit by bit up. Very, very painful experience and a very empowering experience. So what you see now is a rebuilt, renewed human, which is what God needed from me, and God needs from all of us. Like, we all need to be fragmented to that point in order to truly, contentious issue for some, but it's in the Bible. Like, to be fully broken is how we get humbled to accept God. So that's what's been happening for me the last 2 years, and especially last, I can't remember, I've lost track of time, but yeah, definitely the last 12 or so. No, 2 years. But really, yeah, it's been an amazing time. And my friend invited me to the theatre group, for my mental well-being, for me to be involved. I wouldn't have chosen to go. She encouraged me to come, and I wasn't going to join. I wasn't going to become a character. I was just going to maybe help out backstage or help out. Oh, did I get it? It's a really low plane. Nah, that plane was so low, it was just behind those trees. Zena, Alvin, that plane was really, 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 really low. Really low. Like, I thought there was a car or something over there. I thought, there's no road there. There can't be. Seriously, it was so low. I can't believe it didn't even hit the treetops. So right now I'm walking through these very slippery things here. So if I look like I'm a little bit distracted, I actually am, because I actually don't want to fall in. I don't want to destroy my phone. Anyways, joined the theatre, not to actually. Went to that first audition with they'd already auditioned. They'd been already doing it for 3 or 4 weeks, I think, when my friend brought me in. And there were still all these parts that hadn't been filled. And then I said to the lady, is there any small parts? I actually clearly said small. I said small. Thank you very much. Apparently, even my... oh my God, I don't think there is such a thing as a small part in a play. Because even if you have a small part, you've still got to bloody know your lines, and you've still got to project your voice and understand all the jargon. And so I've really just thrown myself in the deep end, and it's really, really fascinating, everyone, because it's got my brain in action again. It is wonderful, because I have mentioned a few times on my YouTube channel, only for people to understand how good my brain used to be, that I used to be a high distinction university student, and it's not easy to get high distinctions. And I was actually blitzing it. I was blitzing university in a good way. I was excelling. Like, I was able to take on heaps of information. Oh, good Lord. And then my brain started, I could barely even... Sometimes I found even constructing a sequence of syntax was quite challenging. Like, oh my good Lord, I just felt that my brain, I found it really hard to do Oh, here we go, here we go. Oh, it's really low. No, you still can't see it. Why are they so low? Oh, I know what's happened. There's a military base up there. They must be doing drills. That's what must be happening. Sorry, I get it now. Very low. Anyways, my brain just went mush, 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 mush. And you can say, oh, that's hormonal, premenopausal. Now it's circling around. I'll see if I can grab it. Nah, I missed it. It's just a big circle back. They must be doing training. Anyways, yeah, my brain went to mush, 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 mush. And I was getting really scared. I was thinking, do I even have level 2 dementia or something? Like, I was actually going, this is not okay. Like, my brain is really struggling to, like, name an object even, which is one of the first level 2, 3. One of the first signs of dementia is you can't name an object. And I would literally be trying to say a sentence and trying to name an object, and I couldn't actually think of the name of the object. Couldn't come up with the noun. And basically, I had all these people say, Nadina, that's what grief does as well. It's like hormonal from premenopause and also grief. Like doctors, people, everyone's saying grief really impacts and YouTube channels and what do you call it, articles. Grief actually is, I'm going to be writing about this and doing more work on it, because I know that I had to experience a lot of grief in order to get to, that would be part of my teachings. Well, it's already been part of my YouTube, but apparently it can actually take away your memory. I understand why, because your brain, you have to sort of shut down so much just to survive, just to get through every single second, like second by second surviving at times. Yeah, and then learning these scripts, learning these lines of this play has actually activated my brain again. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And I actually did not expect that to happen. So what an amazing outcome. So my brain's starting to come back. Yeehaw! Okay, here we go. I wonder if I got it this time. No, they're all just behind the tree. Anyways, yeah, so last night I put the script down, remembering my lines, really get into my character. Today I had to rehearse a lot, remembering my songs. Got a lady coming around, we're rehearsing together. Another lady will be rehearsing. We'll also be rehearsing throughout the week. We've already done some lines. No, away, 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 please. No, away. This is why I didn't want to come to the water, actually, because I thought, I'm right in the middle of the water, just so you know, on slippery rocks. And I had a feeling if I did this, they would get all shy. Good Lord. All right, I'm getting out. See, this is what annoys me about these dogs. Really annoys me about it. I just want to be in the middle, right? Now, if it's just me, it'd sort of be okay. But if they knock me over, my phone goes in, it's gone. And I need my phone, hey? I really need my phone. I really don't like it when they do that. Like, I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to involve me in their play. But I don't want to be knocked over unless I, choose to. So I wish they must learn not to do that. So I want to show you this. Isn't this beautiful? There's a little Alvin and Zena. That's where I was standing just in there before. And I'll tell you something else they do which really annoys me. If I sit down, they will jump all over me. So I can't even sit down on these walks. They run all around me, shake like what Alvin's just doing now. Shake right near, but they'll run around me in circles. And I just want to sit here and relax, thank you. So hopefully that changes as they get older too. Because I want to be able to start writing. Look at this, isn't this beautiful? That's all the silt and the mud that got washed down. I love it. It's so beautiful. This is like heaven. Absolute heaven. You can see how high the river goes and it comes down again. So basically, the theatre's taken a lot of my time. I even got freaked out and wished I hadn't have joined, but now I realise it was a good thing. Nothing is ever... cool, eh? That'll be fun. I'm actually going to go up in a hot air balloon one time. I've decided. I'm really fascinated by the hot air balloons, so I'm going to do that. Yeah, and I work. My work levels have gone up. Work hard. I'm often exhausted. It's really unfortunate. I really love my job. I've spoken about this before, everyone. I just walking along this stuff here right now, so I have to be careful, okay? So basically, I really love my job, and I love. Whoa, that's slippery. Oops, that's slippery. And I really, really love my job, and I really love working for Silver Chain clients, and my boss is training me up on all these tools, and I'm doing my heights. He's purchasing a cherry picker, and we're going to start doing some arbory work. So I've got to do all this extra training, get all these extra tickets, and it's really adorable. So I say to him, oh, look, we're going to have to get more staff, okay? Because I can't do more than 2 days a week. My preference is just one because of how much it impacts my body. But no, I can't do more than 2 because I spend half the day after I work basically a cripple. So for half a day after I work, I basically have to really be mindful of how I move myself, and it takes me, it's my body's next level pain. But that will change as, I'm in the process of, I've got all these exercise equipments at home, and, building up I'm actually going to make it so I'm not so crippleized after work, okay? But for the moment, I actually seriously spend half a day after my day of work basically having to stay in bed for a few hours until about 9 or 10 o'clock, and then have a really peaceful day till about 1 or 2, and then it's full on. And I couldn't just do 2 days in a row of work, I can tell you that. Anyways, the point of the story is, I said to him, please get someone else. And he goes, oh, it's all right. The guy I bought the cherry picker from will work for us, and he's going to train you up. So there's an old guy, he's bought the cherry picker business with 200 clients. 200 clients. So when we bought the cherry picker, we got 200 clients. Pretty cool when they go around in circles. I think they're definitely learning. They're training. And then it comes around again. I can see him through the trees, but the phone's not picking it up. Camera's not picking up. So anyways, the old guy has got 200 clients, and he can't do the job anymore, but he'll be work on his own. But he's selling the business to my boss, and my boss will also become this new guy, this other guy's boss. And then this other guy, that was his business for years, is going to train me up. Oh, how perfect. And then I said to my boss, but we're also going to have to get someone else. We have to get someone else who's really strong, like a young, strong person, for those real heavy, because my boss is also, he used to do crayfish fishing, and his body's pretty trashed, my body's pretty trashed. The old guy that's going to be working, so we have to be mindful. So cute. What a great company. So anyways, what's my point in all that? Work, op shop, theatre. These things just take up so much more time. The dogs, these walks, organising the house. It's always so much to be done on the land and on the house. Like, so much that I accept. I just break it into small bits, because otherwise I just get overwhelmed, bit by bit by bit by bit by bit. And eventually, could be years. I love this. It could be years. What I was hoping to get done in 1 or 2 or 3 years might take me 6 years, 8 years. I don't know, like money's a big thing, huge. Energy and money, and I'm just going with the flow. So now what I'd like to do is go back to Sirius and Polaris, and I think I'm saying that wrong. They actually are 2 planets, 2 suns. One of them's a sun, Solaris. I don't know what Polaris is. So they are actually planets, but there's a myth around those planets, and they're the eternal lovers, and they're eternally destined to be together, and they keep coming back. All these eons of time frames, and all these different ways to, they're always trying to get back together. And then, but there's all these lessons and experiences that they need to do, and all of those experiences are to heal the planet. It's all about being of service to the planet. And then when they eventually get together in real time, in real form, and they reunite, then they can go back home, and which is another solar system away. But it might take 50,000 years, 250,000 years. I'm just really simplifying it. It's a beautiful story, but it's a story of understanding that time, what we perceive of as time, is such an illusion. It's so not real. So on a soul level, when you're living on a soul level, which is why I've been living on a soul level for a very long time, I do get caught up, in ego. All humans can. We're always going to be infallible. That's something I've come to realise. As a human, I'm always going to be infallible, and I'm always going to be a sinner. Because out sinner, don't do that, please. Don't like it. She's like, yeah, but I want you to play with me. She's like, she's just been really provocative. Like, play with me. I'm like, I swim with them in the water. That's what I think. What they're hanging out for me is to jump in the water with them. But today I won't be, because I'm doing my YouTube. I'm committing to you guys. See, and she has to get it. But I know what she's doing. She's like, oh, what's happened to our play? What's happened to our swim? What has happened to our swim? Where is she? I can't see what you can see. What has happened to our swim? And I'm going, not happening. It's not happening today. Anyways, yeah, trying to fit everything in. Time balance. Time. I've been actually coming to realise that time, I have talked about this so many times. It's going to be an ongoing, forever topic. Isn't that beautiful? I love it. It's just going to be a forever topic, because I think it's something that we all struggle to grasp with, and it's something that we all need to accept and comprehend and surrender to. And I personally believe that, I've believed this for a very long time. Oh, Alvin, gentle. He just rolled her. That's okay. She's actually getting big enough now that she can handle. They can finally start playing with that more of a rough and tough way, and I know she's going to be okay. Have to wait 1 year for her knee pallets to strengthen, and we're almost there. This has been a hard thing, having two big pups. So hard. It's been absolutely exhausting. Does my head in sometimes, but we're getting there. Alvin will mature at 3. Zeno will mature a lot quicker. But they're both still in that zany, adolescent-y sort of energy. But we're having more wins now. The training's coming along pretty good. Sometimes not as good as it could be, because I'm not as consistent as I should be. But I'm just me, and my dogs are basically pets. Guard dogs for home and pets, so as long as they come to me when I call them, when we're in public. There's heaps of stuff they do. They do. They're doing great. They're fine. But gosh, it's hard work. Such hard work. It's so exhausting. I need a holiday, everyone. I need a holiday. I need some time out for me. I would just love to have some time out for me. Just even, if I could just be alone for a minute, just on my own, and just do my own thing, just even for 1 minute. Just even 1 minute, of just where I could just focus just on me and nothing, just, in fact, I'd like to be 20 minutes a day, or just have some time just for me, and just to focus just on me, and just to actually just be able to zone out, not have to think about anything. I don't have to think about the garden, the house, the animals, so many responsibilities, as a lot of us. Yeah, exactly. Woohoo! Nothing new there. It's pretty much everyone's story. But yeah, we've all got different ways of living, and we just Anyway, I feel extremely blessed. Alan's playing with a little animal in there, I think. But back to the time thing, Polaris and Solaris. And I'm saying that wrong, by the way. But, he's pulling up a stick. Thought it was an animal for a second, but it's a stick. Thought it was like some sort of underwater animal, but it's a stick. But anyways, everyone, yeah, that's it. That's all I really want to talk about today is the twin flame journey is one that I know a lot of you have heard me talk about. And I'm just one that's been in my mindset for a really long time about the souls, about our life being about the soul. So we're a soul having a human experience. Yeah, we've also had rain here, but 2 days ago it's been really cold. Like even this morning it was really cold, getting really, really, really cold nights. Funny, we get these really hot days and really cold nights. And then every now and again we get this really hot day or really hot night. So hot you think, oh, I've got to take all the doonas off the bed. And then the following day, it's freezing cold. It's actually freezing cold in the day. Then we get 2 or 3 days of cold day and cold nights. And it's like, nope, keeping those doonas on. Last night I had all my doonas on and I slept with pyjamas on. And I shut all the windows. And then the other day, all the windows are open. I've rolled the doonas down the bottom. I'm just under one blanket. So I don't get it. Weather's weird. I don't get it. And then I think, I'll pack up my winter stuff. And then we have another really freezing cold night. And then I smelt smoke the other day, like someone had lit a fire. Oh, okay, wow. But I'm not going to light a fire until next winter. I'm going to save my wood until next winter. But I will admit that this morning I put the aircon on for the heater. So I thought it's not that cold to light the fire. But yeah, and I was really rugged up, Ugg boots and everything. But there was just a chill factor. I don't know, it was weird. It was a real chilly morning this morning. Super chilly. Anyways, that's the weather for us here. And right now it's so warm. That water's warm. I could go for a swim. I'd be fine. I don't know if tonight's going to be cold. It doesn't feel like it. So tonight might be a warm night. It's weird, isn't it? Anyways, that's just how it is. But yeah, the twin flame journey and the soulmate journey and the soul journey that we're all on. Everyone's on a soul journey. There are soulless people. We've discussed this before. There are actually people on planet Earth who are soulless. They actually don't have a soul. They're very reptilian and they're very, they're next level evil. And they literally have no empathy and they exist. They're called the lizard people. A lot of those people are actually in high-end positions and positions of extreme power, because generally, it's a general philosophy that to be in a high position, you have to be a narcissist. No one but a narcissist can step on that many toes to get to that thing. But there are people out there that have really amazing businesses, and they actually treat their staff good. But then the government will squash that out pretty quick. Now, this is a bit dangerous, so I've got to I'll just show you what I'm about to walk through. So, this is what I'm about to walk through, just so you know. So I have to be really mindful of snakes, like with all of the, just excuse me a minute. Some of the snakes are brown as well. So, they're really light brown. But mind you, there's another plant. Move, Alvin. Just going over a log. That's where snakes often will be under a log. And now I'm about to go through some more long grass. And then I'll be on the track. I would have kept going in the water, except it was going to get too deep. Oh, see, this is scary. See this? This is the shit that I can't see. Can't actually see if there's any snakes in here. Just run through. We survived. We survived. Now I'm on an open track. I'll show you. So now it's fine. Anyways, I knew today was going to be a bit of a ramble, everyone. Just saying hi, just saying why I haven't been on doing my lives. Energy and time, and commitment. Had so much commitments elsewhere, and I have been really struggling with low energy. Like, my energy levels are so low. I know it's iron and everything, and it's a legit debilitation. And I just sometimes, when I try to do a live where I present something educational or informative, I actually put thought into how I'm going to present it, and then I let it just free roll. Today I just thought I'd just talk to you and say hi, touch base with you all, and yeah, let you know. The theatre. If any of you are having brain fog issues, I will advise join a theatre. Like, just to take a really small part, and it could help you get your brain in action again, because it's quite a fun way to get your brain in action again. And I am now getting my brain in action so well that I finally could tackle going through my about 6, 7 or 8 big boxes of paperwork of really amazing information from my university years. Because once I've actually got that in action, I can actually... Alvin, stay near. There's just some people up there, way up. Alvin, there's some people up near the bridge. Zena! So basically, Alvin. Thank you. Alvin. I might have to turn it off now because I don't have my glasses on. I can't see if I have a dog or not. Alvin's not aggressive at all, but you still got to watch him because he has this horrible thing of... He's getting better, but he comes up and he just sort of does this half jump. He doesn't go... He stays half a metre away. Like, he won't go running full pelt. He'll just go saunter, and then he'll go nearby and he'll do like a little bit of a bunny hop. And but now he's not. Come on, Alvin. Come on, Alvin. Oh gosh. So basically, that thing about learning the script line, it really gets you activated. And now what I'm doing is I'm going through all of my uni information. I've only just started. I did 2 days so far, organising it, deciding what to let go of, and then collating it into a new system. And I've got all this other stuff to collate and organise, but my brain's now there. My brain is working in that beautiful scholarly way again, which is really lovely. And I can feel it. I can actually feel it kicking over. I can feel it's activated. It's like, oh yeah, because for a while I didn't actually think it would get activated again. There was a short while. Alvin, he's right here next to me. Come on. Thank you, Zenabina. Basically, I could feel it kicking in. Yesterday and the day before, I could feel my brain kicking in to a different cog. And I went, yeah, thank the Lord. Because for a while there, I thought I'd lost that forever. But no, I haven't. No, I have not. And I think it's going to build up again. And then I can continue my studies. Which has to be all online now. Because I can get my computer set up and, blah, blah, blah. It's all very exciting. Super exciting. I'm actually really looking forward to having my computer set up. Haven't had it set up for nearly 2 years or something. Once it's set up, boom. I'll be in such action with this YouTube channel, that's for sure. I've got a webcam and it'll become a lot more professional, I know it. And that's just had to happen when it happened. I had to go slow with it. And that's what I want to say about everyone about the time thing. It's a time, we can't, things, I don't know, like, time is a funny thing. We can't force it to be a certain way. We can't force things to happen quicker. If we do try to control something, construct something, orchestrate something, we're not going with God's plan. We're not going with God's flow. So that can be quite challenging. That can be very challenging, actually. That's been my biggest lesson this last few years, especially this last 10 or so months, because my life, I didn't know I had no, struggling, like financially, just was not able to even do hardly any of the bare basics, let alone even as it is now, my expenditure, what I need to keep this household and this land and these animals and the vehicles and life, running. The expenses are way, way, way higher than what I'm bringing in, like way higher, way higher, way higher. And when you're in a situation like that, like a lot of people are, you do really have to go with the flow of, right, I've got this body that can only do so much work for so many hours and makes this amount of money, and I have all these expenses and all these responsibilities, and how do I make it happen? Alvin, Zena, come on. Come on, little ones. There we go. There little darlings are. So basically, yeah, it's been a lot. Learn a lot, everyone. And the thing about the twin flame journey, it's so interesting. There's so much I want to talk about that. So much I want to say about that. There is a lot of information on twin flames. Sirius and Polaris are two twin flames. And if you're twin flame, Zena, come on. If you are a person, we often meet our twin flames and the other one isn't ready. This happens a lot, everyone. And this is the biggest pain of twin flame journeys. So you're on the 5D, 5, 6, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 13th dimension, and your twin is on 3rd dimension, or 2nd even. And then if your twin can't work out their stuff, because when you meet your twin, you're always activated. But sometimes the timelines will never work out. Sometimes they won't align in one lifetime. Zena, Alvin, come on. Come on, quick. Come on. Come on. Thank you. Woohoo! Woohoo! Just waiting for those two guys to walk further up the river. Well done, darlings. Woohoo! Well done. Love you. And so basically, if you meet your twin, if you're lucky enough to meet your twin in your lifetime, they will activate your growth, and you activate their growth. And if the twins are and this happens to Sirius and Polaris, and I am saying that wrong, sorry, I will do a research on how to say. I think it's. I know I'm saying it wrong. Anyways, they met through Eons, 280 something years, I think it was even longer than that. I think it was thousands. I think they kept missing each other for 200,000 years or something. Like, really, they just kept missing each other. Like, because every time they met each other in real life, they didn't align. And then that's in this lady's book. And then finally, when they did align, and they look different, like they're in different bodies and stuff. So that each time they meet, they're in different bodies, and they don't have the memory of the time before. But they finally meet, and then there's this journey of all their soulmates, all their understandings, all their revelations, all their, they all get this understanding of all these different experiences they've had. And if you want to take it to the Christian world, it's like the predestined godly people, the people that God chooses. God has a plan for these people. And when these people meet and they have service to God, so they put God first and then they dedicate to each other, then they actually do God's plan, and then they've got the divinity. Then they've got the blessings abound. Then they become a super couple. Then they just excel. You don't always have to be a intimate couple. It could be friends, a parent and a child, and they develop a really good relationship as they get older, and they do amazing stuff as adults. anyways, it's a very interesting concept, theory, philosophy. I've been following it for most of my life, and it's a very interesting, extremely interesting parameter to live one's life in, to live one's life as a soul. And when you feel like you've met your twin and you really work with it, and you know, you get activated and you get projected, propelled to the next level, and you go, okay, well, that was great. But then when you realize your twin wasn't able to align and they're not on the journey, so you're thwarted with the power couple element. Like, you're thwarted with what you could have done. You know, you're thwarted with what you know God's plan is, because part of that plan involves the other being there in alignment, and that's an interesting surrender to go through. And that's what I've been working through a lot, like working with the surrender of, well, I'm here, God, and I'm prepared to be of service, and I'm prepared to do all that you've asked of me. And the person who you requested me to commit to is unable to commit to me, is unable to commit to his destiny, to his calling, to his inner beauty, to his inner strength, to his truth. He's unable to escalate into his 5D, and he's unable to, you know, blossom and flourish and transmute and transform like you desired him to. And what do we do with that? You know, what do we do with that energy? So the journey of destined souls and the journey of souls, it's a very interesting one. A very interesting one. And I definitely will be writing books on this. And we'll definitely be doing workshops on this in the future. Because it's such a process. Like, when you know, you've been given the vision, and you know what, and you've been given the direction and the clear, and you got the openness to seeing all the possibilities, and the openness to embracing it all, and it's thwarted because the other won't allow it to move forward. So you move forward as much as you can with yourself, because we've got our own body, so we can only do what we can do for ourselves in our own body. We can't make the other body do anything. It has to be the other body, the other soul in that body has to do it for themselves, right? So that's a real surrender process, everyone. And I urge you, if you're in a situation like me, where you were so close to, in real life, actually experiencing that full-blown twin flame unity and that full-blown soul connection coming together after eons of missing each other, and you were so almost there at the precipice of actually the apex of being God's destined power couple, and being an immense, miraculous, beautiful, you know, warrior angels, service of God, you know, that Trinity, when you're so close and then it doesn't actually occur because the other, you know, by self-will, chose to go dense and chose to not receive God's divine gifts. There is another pathway. God doesn't forsake us for that reason. And what I'm trying to realize, move on please. What I'm trying to realize is there's a story to be told of, okay, so your beautiful soul was not prepared. Your beautiful soulmate, twin flame, was not prepared to, by the process of free will, wasn't prepared to step up into God's divine blessing and God's divine calling. So then that couple, that godly divine couple, gets thwarted. They can't continue, because if you can't continue, if you can't do what you're supposed to do with the other, then you've got to do just what you do for God, for yourself. And what I've come to realize, everyone, is that God brings in like what we call like a plan B. It's like, so I'm wondering if there's one twin flame, or if there's more than one twin flame. And then what I'm wondering is, if you've got one twin flame, and if that doesn't come to fruition because the other isn't ready, and then in the future, in another lifetime, you have to do it all over again, and is it ever going to happen? God can see the rewards of the one who is truly surrendered and wants to be God's calling. Like that's me in this relationship that I'm in. In my situation, my twin was unable to step up into God's calling and regressed, and actually it went really demonic, went to evil, went to very dark, evil territory. And God and I have been doing everything to try to protect him but by free will, he keeps staying there. He keeps choosing to stay in demonic land and, to surround himself by that dense, evil energy. God won't forsake him per se. There comes a time when if someone chooses by free will to keep repelling God, God will just always allow you to come back, even to the last second. You accept Jesus, and then God will bring the person back. If the time frame of that power couple is over because the person chooses Jesus and God on their deathbed, for example, that power couple has lost that opportunity in that lifetime. But the person who is open to experiencing, open to surrendering, open to, God, let me know what it is, in your guidance, vessel of thy will, that person in their lifetime might not get, this is what I've come to realize, they might not get just in the shade. It's going to get cold, I can tell, because as soon as that sun went and I was in the shade, I could feel cold. Zena Bina, Alvin D, well done, woo! So what am I trying to say, everyone, is that I've come to realise that with this surrender process and the time process, if you have to come back and redo the whole twin flame journey again in another life, one, maybe that was part of God's will. Maybe some of our journey was just to experience getting this close and pushing through to the next level of pure surrender. And well, that I honoured that calling, God, and rah, and now bring on the next journey, bring on the next step. Where's the next bit you need me to be at, please? Maybe that's part of God's training in if we meet a twin that's not prepared to step up. But also, I will say that a twin not stepping up is not of God's will. That's just, like, that would break God's heart. It really would break God's heart. But what I do really believe is that God then provides for the one who received God's calling and honoured God's calling. I do believe that God continually provides for the person. And I do believe that there's something that I need to learn about that process, which then I will then be sharing with you all. So the twin flame journey continues, everyone, and the learnings and the lessons of being an activated, enlightened, aware twin, which I am. But my twin is not by my side or in my sphere of awareness, like it's a no contact situation, like the person has chosen to they've actually regressed so seriously that they have gone into the realm of trying to pretend I don't exist. But I've been in their thoughts every single second, in their thoughts, their mind, their soul. Like I'm in their heart and in their soul as much as they're in my heart and soul. So they're in a living hell. They've just put themselves in a living hell. And that's their journey. That's what they've got to experience. And I know many of you probably have a similar situation. And you really do have to surrender your beloved's living hell, what they've chosen to put themselves in, from a place of free will, from a place of fear. They go to that dense way of living because they haven't surrendered to God and they haven't surrendered to love. They haven't surrendered to living life in truth, light and love. And all we can do is keep praying for them, requesting God's protection of them. But it's up to God what happens there as well, because there does come a time when God does eventually wash his hands off people. There is a time when God will say, that's it. The devil is coming to collect. So in saying that, everyone, what I'm really trying to say is this soul journey, even if we do meet us twins in our current life, I'm not even going to show it to you, but he was rolling so much on that grass that I swear to God, I can't see any dead animal on him. That's good. So it must have just been another dog must have weaved there maybe. Basically, everyone, what I'm trying to say here is that this journey is such a mystery. This life is such a mystery. And this constant surrender process only brings rewards. Okay? It only continually brings rewards. I can share with you all right now that God, the amount of rewards that I have, the amount of blessings abound that I have, God is just continuously blessing me. Continuously blessing me. God is continuously providing for me. Every time there's a need, a real legit need, it's met. And one of the reasons is because I understand, God, this journey does not make sense to me. I don't understand this journey at all. I just don't. But what I do understand is it's a journey that you need and want me to be on. And because I'm come from a place of free will, full obedience and free will surrender, free will listening to the guidance, God is giving me, and this ties in with, I know this God journey ties in with the soul journeys and all these other stories out there. They might not be in the Bible. A lot of legalistic Christians might not talk about it, but you get an open-minded Christian, you get an open-minded, God-loving, God-serving person, and you will find that they have the same concept as me. So this all dried up recently. I don't know if you can see it all. And there is so much more to this journey. There is so much to be discussed. I literally could talk about it for hours. See how much it's dried up? Because I've learnt so much, everyone. The only reason I can talk about it for so long is because I keep learning. And what I'm learning is phenomenal. And a lot of what I'm learning I share with others. Not just my YouTube channel, but others. And vice versa. And we're all just like moving forward in leaps and bounds. And the bottom line is, when we surrender to God's calling and we step up and we're living from a place of love, humble kindness, humble servitude, even if something doesn't make sense, it's all for our better good. It's all to, it's all perfect. And then if we lose something that we think was just so precious, like a dear beloved one, God will provide another beloved. God actually will do that. God will actually, I know it's awful, but when someone loses a child, there is something that they had to experience with losing that child. Awful experience to go through, I know. Awful experience. And then if that person's truly prepared to work with God's calling, God will provide another child for that person. It's very simplistic, but I'm just trying to say that in regards to God doesn't take and not give back. God doesn't let something end and not replenish with something even more amazing. So there you go. It's really amazing, isn't it, how much that's dried up? You can see the difference in colour. I really urge you all to have faith and trust in God's journey, even when everything seems like it's falling apart. I started my YouTube channel because I couldn't talk to people. There you go, look at that. That's how much the water's come down. I couldn't talk to people hardly. I couldn't write, and I started my YouTube channel as a record of what was going on. And one day when I go through it and I collate it, and I remember how hard it was and how much despair I was in, how broken I was. But the intensity of it is now gone because I'm at the other side of it, you see. So, but I actually do remember how hard it was. But I've actually got a visual record of it all. And I didn't write anything, so nothing's recorded in writing, which is a real shame. But I literally just couldn't get my hand to write. I was that depressed that I just couldn't even make my hand write. I couldn't get that kinesthetic action going on of getting a thought, electrical pulse from my brain to my hand to actually get the hand to hold the pen and write. So, and that happens a lot for a lot of people. This is why I urge people to do video recordings of if you don't want to do a YouTube channel, be aware you can also do a YouTube channel and keep your videos private. You can do your turn afterwards, you can make your live private. So it's just the moment you're talking that's open. You can even select that you do a live and you restrict audience members and stuff. There's a lot of ways you can do a YouTube. Anyways, just wanting to say, everyone, that my brain's starting to work again. My heart is well and truly really quite, what word do I use there? The clenching fist feel of absolute, what do you call it? Intense horror, grief. I'm not able to breathe. Thank you, Albany. Here we go, Zena Bina. There we go. Now they're both in the car. Oh, stay in the back. Ouch. So what I'm trying to say to you all is that, as everyone tells you, healing time heals all, and we go, yeah, we know that. We all know that. We all know time heals all. But my good Lord, when it's really extreme pain, you just think this is never, just got to unwind the window. This is never ever going to stop. Well, I reckon with absolute mindful surrender, heartful, soulful and mindful surrender, I think it heals a lot quicker. And when we're a full service to God, I personally believe God brings us the most amazing support systems and friends and provides like crazy. And if you really must know, if you have a very deep love for someone, and that person cannot step up, and they cannot give you what you desire or deserve, what God needs for them to do, or how God needs them to be. If God has given you a beloved, and that beloved is unable to provide and step up in the way that God destined them to, God will provide you another beloved. That time will come when the time is right. It might not be your twin that you're going to do that supercharged through the roof amazing plan, but then God will create another plan for you in another, and then in another lifetime, then that other plan will come to fruition if that chosen one of God is able to step up. And maybe that chosen one will never be able to step up. So I would love to, and then of course we're never going to ever have that experience ever as souls. So that's something to learn about more. I'll just turn that off. I'll just send her a message saying. So basically what I'm trying to say to you all is just keep your trust in God, in God's beautiful plan for us, and keep your faith. Keep your faith in when we surrender. When we surrender and we do God's calling, we literally are provided for. Everything we need is provided for. Anyways, I'm going to leave it at that. God bless. And I don't know when I'll do another live. Life is actually quite busy, but also when I'm not busy, I'm in restoration mode. I do suffer from a lot of exhaustion and a lot of just physical exhaustion. It's an iron thing, and it's a hormone thing, and just have to go with the flow. God bless. Love you. So I will endeavor to do something. Now that I've done this one, I will endeavor to get more in action again and update some more. Oh yeah, I just want to say I'd like to get some biblical verses on what I just shared before about the rewards, because I know there's something in the Bible to back up what I just said, because I've had too many biblical friends say various things, and I've read too many things recently that make a lot of sense. So I'd like to back that up with a biblical verse, but we will get there. We will get there. All right, lots of love. All right, that's it. Okay, bye. I love you so very, 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 very much. God's bless, and just really pray that you're safe and you're well, and that you got something from this YouTube, and that you just understand, accept that as souls, time is endless, and we need to have no fear of time. I know it's a frightening thing, especially as we get older, but really, in the scheme of the godly, divine realm of being, our construct of time is just an illusion. We don't actually really understand time for the way time really is, okay? We don't really understand anything. Surrender your confusion in faith and trust. That's all I can say. And let the rewards just awash you, because that's all God wants to do, is awash you with the beautiful rewards. You gotta surrender. You gotta surrender. Okay, bye.